Hey, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Grief Drums, and welcome back to another episode of Top 3 Tips. This is a video series in which, as the name suggests, I break down 3 tips from around the Siege community in the hope of helping others. If you want to get involved in this series, you can head on over to my Twitter or my Discord. You can leave your tips and tricks, and hopefully they'll be included in a future episode. But without any further ado, let's jump straight into this week's tips. So first up today, we're going to cover this. How many times have you been in this situation in which you get the diffuser down and it's a 1v1 and you think, right, I'm just going to listen for the diffuse. It's 3 hits, he's diffusing it. Only to find that he's actually there staring back at you. That doesn't make any sense, right? Very often people will try and fake out the diffuse by doing one diffuse and then they will start staring at a corner just in case people run. And very often teammates are going to go, he's diffusing, and you're like, yeah, alright, okay, it's only the first one, he's faking it, don't worry. Actually, he's faked that pretty well, if I'm completely honest with you. So here's the trick. Let's forget everything you know about pretending to defuse. And what you're going to do is, as and when the diffuser goes down, especially if it's a 1v1 situation and they haven't got a drone, you can go ahead and do this. You walk up to the diffuser.
Disable the diffuser.
And you get the kill. Now what you can hear is what I'm doing is I'm pretending to defuse and then looking at the angle that I know they're going to come from, pretending to defuse, looking at the angle, and just repeating the process as quickly as I possibly can. And the amazing thing about this is I can actually do it or make the sound quicker than the actual diffuse. But tricking them into the fact that you've done 3 counter diffuses, that's going to have them running, especially if you've done 3 of them. But between every single one, you're actually covering the angle just in case they appear, and then you can hear them running as well. So you're ready for that person to appear around the corner, and you've completely baited them.
Bomb diffusing device is disabled. Mission successful.
Now, I do appreciate this isn't going to work every single time, and it's not going to work in every single situation, but 9 times out of 10, if you are trying to bait someone to come and peek you because the diffuser is down and you're trying to counter diffuse it, you're kind of in a bit of a pickle anyway. So being able to do this is actually really handy, because not only can you try and diffuse or pretend to diffuse, but you can also attempt to cover the angle that you think they're going to come from. At least by having a quick flick up to that angle, they may be there, you may be able to land those shots, and if they're low health, you stand an even better chance. But it's definitely worth trying. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to very quickly just try and showcase a side-by-side comparison here. And what you can actually see is the top line is the audio file from the counter diffuse where I was pretending, and the bottom file is actually the real file where I was diffusing it properly. And as you can see, I'm actually pretending to diffuse a fraction faster. You can see the yellow lines are the highest peak of that audio noise where the actual diffuse noise makes a sound. And it's a fraction of a second faster each time that I'm pretending. Now, if you're able to put this into practice in a game and someone hears 2 or 3 consecutive hits, the attacker is going to come looking to try and get you off the diffuser because they think you're over halfway to diffusing. That's a lot of the word diffuse in one sentence, but you get the point. If you're looking back at them, you stand an even better chance of getting that kill. Tip number 2 for today is going to take us on over to Bank Basement. This was taken from the G2 Esports versus BDS Esports game. And as you can see here, Cryan is actually placing down a Maestro cam with a really nice little setup here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this down and showcase why they've done exactly what they've done. So if we take a look at Basement itself, you can see here by opening up the section of wall from the red area and placing a Maestro turret here, Cryan was actually getting an Evil Eye placement that gets all of this line of sight. And I've got to be honest, this is a really, really clever play purely because of the fact that it's going to make it a lot harder to deal with. It protects it a lot more, and just to showcase this, I've opened up even more of the wall just to sort of show you that most people put a turret up there, but the line of sight you can get from placing one behind the bomb over there on that metal grate is actually really, really good. So as you can see, being so far through the site, it's actually pretty hard to get to with any Ash rounds or Zofia impact grenades. It's going to be difficult to take out from the hatch, but you can still take out anyone that is trying to plant at default, and they're going to have a difficult time getting to it. Even over this area here, the line of sight isn't phenomenal, but you can see far enough into it to know that the plant is going down, and it's just a really, really effective Evil Eye. Now, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and showcase this as well. Now, I've opened up this a huge amount as well, just so you can see what exactly we're looking at. But Cryan had actually opened up this line of sight, and I know that Red on my team uses this quite a lot, but it gives you a line of sight from the garage all the way through to the server once the wall is open. And couple that with the evil eye so you don't even have to stick your head into the line of fire, you're going to be onto a bit of a winner here. As I say, even with soft breach like Zofia, Ash, grenades, you've got to get it past a lot of Wamais and Jaeger ADS just to get it through to that section of the map to be able to take this out. The third and final tip for today is going to take us on over to Outback. Now, if you don't know about these pixel peaks, I'm just going to go ahead and break them down quickly. As you can see, if you go up 4 slats, there's a metal bracket, and that line there, that's split between the 2 planks. If you go ahead and punch out, that's actually the bottom section of the window. That's the one that's in line with the bracket. However, if instead you punch the line that's directly below that one, so you go to the bracket and then go down 1 line, you can go ahead and punch that, and as you'll see, you get a very, very minute pixel peak. Now, these are quite well known. People do know about them and people do use them, but this particular one is actually really, really cheeky, especially if you're not defending the compressor room on Outback, but instead somewhere like the Bush Ranger room or the Nature room or another site. But by breaking open the bottom of the window, that looks directly out onto a spawn, and the second people come running past, you can quite easily get a kill or two, as you will see that I used in this clip in the background going on right now. Obviously, when you are doing something like this, having an ACOG can make it easier, but as you'll see here, I'm doing it with a pistol. All you're doing is looking for a change of light as and when someone moves past the window, and you just pre-fire in the general area of where you think they are, or where you can see that slight change of light. Now, on this particular game, I was fortunate enough that that was actually the carrier of the diffuser, so I just hung around this area, and as soon as I heard the audio of someone going to get it, I went and sorted them out as well, and it was just... I felt really toxic doing it, but at the same time, it's extremely satisfying to just wipe people off the face of the earth with stuff like this. It is worth noting that it's not just that window on this map that you can do this on. Pretty much all of them you can actually utilize, and it's not just this map either. Try it out. There are so many maps in which this is a viable tactic and it can actually work, and it's really handy to just get that one pick and get that early man advantage in the game, just to give you a better chance as the round goes on. Give it a go, give it a try, specifically on the bull window and also the window just next to the compressor room downstairs that I just showed you. Both are guaranteed to get you picks every now and then. I'm afraid that's going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you learned something from it, and hopefully there is something you can take away from this and implement into your own game. If you did enjoy the video and if you did learn something from it, please consider hitting that thumbs up, and for more tips and tricks just like this, please consider subscribing. I try and upload videos weekly, and we are definitely marching onwards towards that 50,000 right now, so I really appreciate all of the support I'm getting at the moment. You can keep up to date with everything that's going on with me on Twitter, or alternatively, you can come and check me out doing this live over on twitch.tv/griefdrums. Hopefully I'll see you over there, but until next time, ladies and gentlemen, stay reckless and relentless.